Welcome back, everybody. This week's video is going to be on 3 cookbooks that are going to help you eat healthier in 2025. These are beginner cookbooks that I love and used in my own beginning journey to be giving you the best, the healthiest, and the most nutritious recipes available on the market. The 3 texts we're going to be talking about today are Healthy Made Simple by Ella Mills. This one was recently published, at least within the last 2 years. The 3rd book is Plant You by Carleigh Bodrug. This is her initial book that she published. And the 3rd book is a book I've had for a really long time, is Isa Can Do It by Chandra Moskowitz. So these are the 3 texts we're going to be talking about today. Let's get to it. So the first book we're going to talk about today is Deliciously Ella. If you have not already followed her, you have to on Instagram and all social media platforms. Her company, Deliciously Ella, has some of the best, not only vegan products and vegan recipes, but really fundamental business woman-led foundation that I think is really nice to see within the plant-based community. I think she does an amazing job and her products are now in Whole Foods. Regardless, her newest publication is everything about simplicity. It has everything to do about simplicity and cooking between 15 to 30 minutes. So if that's the kind of time that you can dedicate to plant-based cooking, this is the book that you want to enjoy. So a couple of the things that I really love about Deliciously Ella is that she's always about using healthy, whole plant-based foods in her cooking and as well as in her products that she sells, whether that be at Waitrose in the UK or at Whole Foods here in the US. It means no fillers, no dyes, no extreme added sugars or added processed sugars. It's always just maple syrup. The science in that is very complicated. You can agree or disagree. Maybe there is a slight similarity with granulated sugar and maple syrup, but regardless, if you're using things that are slightly healthier, bananas, dates, other ways to sweeten your food, you're just gonna love Deliciously Ella. She kind of has those vibes. She does use oil in her cooking though, but I appreciate her trying to include really simple recipes in her book. She has a family-run business, her and her husband run it, so everything about her is really sort of inspiring, especially if you're a woman and you're interested in starting your own brand and your own company. That is what Deliciously Ella is all about. She includes this in her recipes, and this book definitely came out after she had her kids and they were growing and life gets hectic. So all of these recipes feature only a few ingredients and come together in 15 to 30 minutes. One of the ones that I really enjoy are creamy tahini beans on toast. Super simple. The idea is to grab a piece of sourdough toast, empty a can of beans that's been in a tin, add some really good ingredients, obviously tahini, garlic. You can use crushed garlic. You can use a little bit of olive oil, some Dijon mustard, capers, things that are really easy to find in your house and whip up a really nice meal for you and your little ones if you need them. This is just one other recipe, but there are pastas, there are salads. The pastas are really good, I'm not gonna lie. Everything is about simplicity and easy ingredients that you can do and you can make and create delicious recipes out of a few things. So this is my first publication that I think you should buy in 2025 because it is a recent publication. You see a new company by a woman that's sort of spearheading the industry, and we gotta support people like her in the plant-based movement who've been in it forever and continue to change it. So she's an inspiration to us all. That is Healthy Made Simple by Ella Mills, or Deliciously Ella, which is her company. The next book we're going to feature is Carleigh Bodrug's Plant You. If you all haven't noticed her stuff on Instagram or YouTube Shorts or wherever, she is the queen of repurposing food. I'd argue that she's probably the one that made using onion scraps into onion powder popular online. It's a note for all of us to try and live more sustainably because that is part of the plant-based mission, is to reduce food waste in addition to reducing greenhouse gases and so on and so forth. And so this recipe book is her first creation, as I mentioned in the introduction, and her first creation is really about introducing plant-based eating to her readers, to all of those that are her followers, and specifically taking on the no oil convention of plant-based cooking. I recommend this book because it has wonderful recipes that are also simple, but I would argue a little bit more complicated than Deliciously Ella's book, but they are probably slightly more flavorful. It really just depends on how you season the food, but it is no oil, which is actually really nice. For example, dressings in Ella Mills's book contain olive oil. If you want to learn how to make puddings, dressings, cakes with no oil, and you're a beginner, this book will help you figure out how to do that. I've been making vegan food since a senior year in college. I'm now gosh, a 7th year of my PhD program, so it's been a long time. Regardless, knowing how to blend cashews is such a weird idea for a lot of plant-based people who are just getting into the kind of lifestyle, this kind of eating, and it's a little foreign, and I get that. When I first blended cashews the first time too, I was like, what am I doing? This is a little grainy and not very delicious. But if you follow the steps, soaking the cashews, getting a really nice high-speed blender, I always recommend the Vitamix, link in the description, because it's the freaking best. I've had my Vitamix for like 6-7 years and it's worked seamlessly. I even so much so brought it to Mexico City when I was doing my research over there. This will help you blend those cashews, make a great dressing. It will teach you how to make flavorful sauces with really basic ingredients that are not oil, that are not these sort of conventional things. Sugar is omitted, so on and so forth. She mentions in her introduction about how she used to not go to the bathroom often. I feel like many people have this similar problem, and then they go plant-based and you feel much better. You obviously may not have this problem at all, no matter what your diet is, but the more fiber you eat, it's been proven that your microbiome will be healthier. So I recommend that you have some vegetables every single day and some fruits, legumes, whatever, fiber fueled, baby. That's what we're looking for. The breakfast section has a ton of overnight oats recipes that are for the working baddies out there, the people that need their protein powder, and you need to include that in your breakfast too. These don't have protein powder in them, but what I like about this book is it gives you a variety of different puddings or oatmeal overnight oats that you can include like your protein powder in, but it has a lot of different variations of flavors. So you will find this very helpful. There's smoothies, that's kind of obvious. Everyone loves smoothies. And then we get to the nuts and bolts of it. All right, so Sammy's and salads. I am a salad queen, so this is really wonderful. They're actually on the simpler side. If you really want simple salads, you're gonna really enjoy this section. It's something that you can whip up in like 15 to 30 minutes. These days, I want my roasted veggies. I want my really complicated dressing, my quinoa, my brown rice, my lentils, everything, because I like to have my salad be like my main thing at lunch. So if you're looking for this and you haven't really invested the time in learning how to make a really nice, proper, plant-based, healthy lunch, maybe easy is better rather than roasting the vegetables and cooking the quinoa and so on and so forth. It can be a little overwhelming, and I get that. It's just lunch, right? For dinner, maybe we can get complicated, but for lunch, sometimes we need something simple. So something like a veggie wrap really hits the mark, travels well, can be your best friend at work, and everybody else is gonna be jealous because you have a healthy lunch and you're saving money. Dessert section is the section I really like because it's healthy, easy, and no oil desserts. I'm a huge sweet fan. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel and seen my slow cooker dessert recipes, please do so now because they're awesome and amazing and they'll save you tons of time and money, and they're just a little bit healthier. Last but not least about this book, my last little bit about it, because I do really have a soft spot for it. The reason why we got interested in Carleigh Bodrug's books, she will list her ingredients and give you like a pictographic representation of the ingredients included in the book, in addition to how much she's including in the recipe itself. But my husband was trying to lose weight a while back, and something he really loved, and the reason why we ran to Barnes & Noble and bought these books, is that she includes all of the nutrition facts. So it includes the macros of the recipes. So if you're watching your calories, if you want to eat high protein as a vegan, but you just got started as a vegan or a plant-based eater, or you're just trying to eat more vegetables, fruits, legumes, so on and so forth, this is a really wonderful way to easily be able to track these recipes that you're making in the book itself. I believe it's also the same for her second book, which is all about no waste, which I'm also going to leave linked in the description for you all. So that's Carleigh Bodrug's Plant You book that I recommend for all my beginners out there this 2025. Lastly, Chandra Moskowitz. Hopefully I'm not butchering her name. She's written so many plant-based cookbooks that she is a big name in the cookbook world and in the plant-based world. She has lots of restaurants. I don't know too much about Isa online. Recently, she produced a book that's called Fake Meat, which I love. I'm also gonna leave it down below for all my seitan lovers out there. But it's one of the books that taught me how to make the recipes that I missed the most when I went plant-based. If you go vegan, cold turkey, you don't eat like fish sauce, you don't eat eggs, you don't eat chicken, the sort of basic animal products, but like those sauces for me, fish sauce, oyster, like whatever. I don't think oyster sauce is a sauce, but fish sauce certainly is. That was really hard for me to give up because I grew up eating Thai food. I would go to a Thai restaurant with my family in Chicago when we grew up in the burbs almost every single weekend because my dad loved Thai food, and it was very nostalgic for me to have a giant bowl of pad Thai every single weekend, and I couldn't really have it it anymore. And that was really hard for me because I was very zealous about no fish sauce. Getting Thai food was really heartbreaking for me. And then this book appeared into my life. The recipes are simple, but what I can definitely take away from this book more than anything is that it recreated the recipes that I craved and the recipes that I grew up eating all of the time. The first one that I hold near and dear to my heart is the vegan pad thai recipe. Boom. Recipe. Boom. It's fabulous. All right, because the sauce is made with all vegan ingredients. It's tomato paste, soy sauce, sugar, lime juice, sriracha, miso, and water. No fish sauce in sight. The miso really replaces the fish sauce. And I'm so grateful for this recipe because it gives me that same scratch to that craving that I have of pad thai. There's a dumpling soup, risottos, fabulous, all over the place. Vegan burgers, all over this book. Desserts, all over this book. Mushroom hot pot. When I got this book, I was like, what even is hot pot? I didn't know yet. Until I went to LA, until I moved out here to LA, I was like, wow, why haven't I had hot pot before? It's just different cultures, you're introduced to different foods at a different time. And now I'm like, let's make this hot pot recipe. And it's amazing. So this book is thicker than all of the other ones. There's way more recipes in here. But if you're interested in getting a beginner cookbook that has pretty easy ingredients to read, this one is it. But it also contains some slightly more complicated recipes like how to make your own seitan. If you're interested in dipping your toe into that, go for it. I'm also going to feature some slow cooker seitan recipes on this channel, so be sure to subscribe for those so you get notified whenever they come on. This will scratch the itch of comfort food that you've been looking for and that you're afraid of missing the moment you go vegan. So you can make those recipes, like my awesome story about vegan pad thai, in your own home whenever you want, whether you're in a rural Urbana-Champaign or in a huge metropolis like I now am in Los Angeles. So that's Chandra Moskowitz says Isa can do it. And also, if you're interested in her other cookbooks, oh my god, she has so many. I'm gonna put them in the description, a few of my favorites, but my favorite recommendation is definitely fake meat. For the beginners out there who are like, whoa, 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 Rebecca, put the brakes on the seitan. I'm just looking to make some soup every now and then that's got no meat and no animal products. This is still a wonderful recipe book for you and you're gonna love it. But it also has some sneaky, more advanced recipes if you're interested in really, flexing in the kitchen in 2025. So that's my spiel on these 3 cookbooks that are gonna help you eat healthier in 2025 or slowly transition into a plant-based vegan lifestyle or simply experiment with the diet itself. They're healthy, easy, wonderful, and also sometimes challenging if that's what you want. Let me know in the comments below which ones you're interested in most, which cookbook has piqued your interest. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for videos every single Saturday and daily shorts. Happy cooking and see you in the next one.